So today we're going to do trigonometry. For trigonometry, we need to understand the definition of hypotenuse, adjacent, and opposite. So hypotenuse is the side of the triangle which is opposite the right angle. Adjacent just means next to. So it is the side of the triangle which is next to the angle x, or whatever angle you get given in the question. Opposite means the side which is opposite to the angle x, or whatever angle you get given in the question. So now let's look at the triangles below. We'll let this be triangle number 1, and this will be triangle number 2. So because x is on this side, we know this side has to be A, because A is always next to the angle. This side is opposite the angle x, so we know this has to be O, because O is always opposite the angle given. And this is hypotenuse, because this is opposite the right angle. Now looking at triangle number 2. As you can see, the angle is on this side, so this has to be adjacent. And this side is opposite the angle, so this has to be O. And because this side is opposite the right angle, this has to be H. Next, we also have to understand SO, CA, TOA. So what does this stuff actually mean? So SO means sine x, x just being the angle, equals opposite over hypotenuse. CA means cos, brackets, whatever angle you get given, equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And TOA means tan, brackets x, equals opposite over adjacent. And now let's start with question number 1. So the first thing you want to do is always label the sides. So 14 is opposite the angle 53. This side has to be O. And this side is next, this angle is next to this side. This side has to be A, which means this side has to be H because it's opposite the right angle. It says find the length of the side RT in the triangle above. So RT is this part here, which you've identified as A. So first thing you want to write is SO, CA, TOA. Okay, so we've got O because they gave us 14. So we've got O and they want us to work out A, which means we have to use the one which has O and A in it, which is this one, TOA, which is tan x equals O over A. Now let's fill in the blanks. So instead of writing x, we're going to write 53. So let's substitute the numbers in. Tan 53 equals 14 over A. And now we need to rearrange the equation to make A the subject. So we're going to move A to this side. That's going to be A tan 53 equals 14. And now we're going to move all of this to the other side. And whenever you move a number from one side to the other, it changes sign. So that'll go from, because these two numbers are timesing each other right now, that'll then go to divide. So A equals 14 divided by tan 53, which means A has to equal, so just write all that stuff in a calculator. That means A equals 10.55 centimeters. And now moving on to question number 2. Triangle ABC has a right angle. Angle BCA is 25 and AC is 12.5 centimeters. Calculate the length of AB. So they want us to work out the length here. Again, now the first thing you want to always do is label the triangle. So this is the hypotenuse because it is opposite the right angle. This angle is right next to this side. This side has to be A, and because this side is opposite the angle, this side has to be O. So they want us to work out the length AB, which is side A, and we have been given H, because H is 12.5. So we know we have to first write SO, KA, TOA, and the only one of these three which have A and H in it is this one, KA. So cos X equals A over H. Now we're going to substitute the numbers in. Cos 25 equals A, which is what we're trying to work out, over 12.5. And now we rearrange the equation. So bring the 12.5 here, which will make this 12.5 times cos 25 equals A. That means A will equal 12.5 times cos 25, which equals 11.33. And now moving on to question number 3. ABC is a right-angled triangle. Calculate the size of the angle ACB. So whenever you get three letters like this, the angle they're looking for is a letter in the middle. So they're looking for this angle, the angle next to C. For example, if they said ABC, the angle they'll be looking for is the angle on the letter B, which would be here. Okay, so they want us to look for the angle C here. So first thing we always want to do is label the triangle. So that's the angle they want us to work out. So we put X here. This side has to be A because this is next to the angle. This side is next to the angle. This side here, it is opposite the right angle. So this has to be the hypotenuse. And this side here is opposite the angle X. So this has to be opposite. Now we want to write SO, KA, TOA. This is the method you always want to use for every single trigonometry question. First label the triangle and then write out SOHCAHTOA. Okay, they've given us H and O. So H and O both have values. So we have to look at which one of these three here have O and H in it. And it is this one, SO. So sine brackets X equals O over H. And now we're just going to substitute the numbers in. So write sine brackets X equals 8 over 10.5. And now we have to do the inverse of sine. So we have to write X equals sine to the power of minus 1 over 8 over 10.5, which means X equals 49.63 degrees. And now the final question. The diagram below shows two right-angled triangles. Calculate the value of x. Okay, so let's first deal with this triangle. So we'll call this triangle number 1 and we'll call this triangle number 2. So we have to deal with triangle number 1 first. So this is the angle here, 50 degrees, and this is the side next to 50. So this side has to be A. And the right angle is here, so the side opposite the right angle has to be the hypotenuse, the H, and then this side has to be O because it's opposite the angle, 50 degrees. So first thing we want to work out is this length right here, this one right here, because that is the side that both of these triangles have in common. So how are we going to work that out? So we know that is O. So first we want to write out SO, KA, TOA. So we've got A, so they gave us A, and we're trying to work out O. So which one of these three has A and O in it? A and O would be this one, TOA. So now we write tan x equals O over A. And now we just want to substitute those numbers in. Tan 50 equals, O is what we're trying to work out, and we're at 5 down here. And now we're going to move 5 to the other side. Right now it's dividing, so whenever you move a number from one side to the other, it changes sign. So that'll go from divided 5 to times 5. 5 times tan 50 equals O. And now we just write the answer. So I'm going to type in the calculator, which equals 5.96 centimeters. Okay, so now we can get rid of this other information here. Okay, and write 5.96. Again, now we're trying to work out the angle X. So this length here is right next to 38. So that means this now becomes A, because now we're looking at it from the perspective of triangle number 2. In triangle number 1, this 5.9 was O, but now in triangle number 2 is A, because in triangle 2 it's right next to the angle 38 degrees. That's why we label this side as A now. And the side here, X, that is the angle, that is the side O in triangle number 2. So we've got A, and they want us to work out O. So once again, we have to use TOA again, because that's the only one of the three which has O and A in it. So we write tan X equals O over A, and now we'll just substitute the numbers in again. Tan 38 equals O, but in this case O is X, so I'm just going to write X over 5.96, which is the value for A. And now I'm going to move this over to this side. That'll be 5.96 times tan 38 equals X, which means X has to equal 5.96 times tan 38, which gives us 4.66 centimeters. And that is the answer.